In this episode, Venn diagrams, shading regions for 3 sets, coming up, back into action. Hey guys, today we will be using Venn diagrams to shade regions for 3 sets. If you need help for shading regions for 2 sets, you could check out my other video. It might little bit confusing at first sight, but I will break it down. There are a few things according to operations of set that basically gonna be performed. That for union and union B, all you need to do is just shade or highlight A and B together, all these 2 sets. So these 2 sets, let's call them A and B, it's gonna be considered as subsets of a universal or universe set U that has to be fixed under our discussion. Now, for intersection A intersect B, all you need to do is just highlight or shade the common part between A and B, the overlapping part. And finally, for the complement, which is normally denoted by A apostrophe and spoken it's A prime or A dash, or sometimes it's written A with a bar above. It's the same thing, it stands for a complement of a set A. For shading part, you need to shade everything outside of a set A. So it's the part of your universal set, so except beside this part of A. Now, suppose you are given something like this. You are given set involving 3 sets. Let's call them P, Q, and R. So P union Q intersection R. You always start, as a good rule of thumb, with performing brackets. So this is your first thing to do. So this is your first operation. So Q intersection R. So since you are given 3 sets, we are going to shade, we are going to highlight Q and R. So for now, forget about set P. So we are going to do it regardless of P. So we don't care about set P at this point. Ignore it. Forget it now. So we are going to intersect Q and R, and since for intersection we need to highlight the common part, so for Q and R it's gonna be this part. This is the intersection of Q and R. So Q intersection R. So this is our first part. So if you can notice, we basically also highlight little bit a piece of a chunk of set P. But again, we don't care at this point because we need to intersect Q and R regardless of set P. Now, the last step, we're going to join, we're going to find the union between P and what we found before, namely Q intersection R. So we're going to join P and this set. So since we have Q intersection R, so this part, this is intersection, we're going to join this part and a set P. So you could think of this picture can be kind of placed on top of that picture. So in this part involving P also is going to be highlighted. So basically it's going to be this part, just like this. So that's your P union Q intersection R. So that's highlighted part is your final solution for this problem. Now let's have a look at another one. Suppose you are given P intersection Q prime union R. Again, let's do it incrementally in stages, kind of build up our picture. So we will have 3 copies of our sets. Now, always start with the brackets, with the parentheses you are given. So you are given P intersection Q prime. So first of all, we need to find Q prime. We need to find the complement of Q. So it's gonna be everything outside of that area that represents Q. So we don't care about P and R at this stage, at this point. So we're going to highlight everything besides this Q. So regardless on P and R. So here. Alright. So it's gonna be just the Q prime, the complement of a set Q. Everything outside besides Q. Now, we're going to find the next step. We're going to perform these parentheses. This is kind of second stage or second step. We're going to find the intersection between set P and what we found at the previous step, Q prime. So Q prime, everything what outside of Q, and this is P. And we're going to find the intersection. That simply means overlapping the common part of these 2 sets. So simply it's gonna be, so P and outside. So it's gonna be this part involving this P and outside of Q. This is small part, that part, because this is overlapping. This is the common part between P, because this is our P, right? So it's gonna be P intersection Q prime. And finally, let's perform the last step. We're going to find the union. So we're going to join what we found here, so this part, and we're going to join it with the set R. So basically it's gonna be this part, so this, and we're going to join with set R. So we're going to take also this part. Alright, so basically I'm going to highlight it like this. It's gonna be this part, including entire set R completely. Alright, and this is your shaded area for that final set. So P intersection Q prime union R. Alright, and the last one finally. Alright, let's say you are given A intersection B and intersection C prime. So let's do it incrementally in stages. So the first thing we're going to perform whatever we have inside of the parentheses. We have A intersection B. So since intersection simply means the common, the overlapping part, so we're going to highlight this common part between A and B. So again, regardless of C, we don't care about C. So forget it, leave it out C at this point. So this picture represents A intersection B. Now, we need to perform the complement of a set C. So it's gonna be everything outside of C. So all part of your picture just beside of this C. So regardless of A, B. So we can just simply ignore A and B, these 2 sets at this point. So this is gonna be complement of C, C prime. And finally, the last step. The last step we are going to, let's call this a second step. And the last step we are going to find the intersection. So we are going to overlap. We are going to find the common part between these two sets we found before. So A intersection B and this C prime. So the common part, if you look at these two pictures, so it's gonna be this small part, this one. So this part. Since this is your intersection N and B and outside of C, so this part, it's gonna be your final solution, your final shaded region, your final shaded area for that problem. So, and we could write it like this. So intersection C prime. Alright, I hope it was helpful. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a kindergarten and I'm doing kind of drawing. Anyway, thanks for watching and train your brain. I know everyone hates maths, but if you like my video, please hit like, share with your friends, leave the comment down below and be sure to subscribe so you will not miss out my new videos.